Welcome back everybody to part 5, how to master the art of keeping aquariums. And today I'm going to be talking about some final tips that I may have left out on my other videos and how to introduce and purchase new fish for your aquarium. Again, if you haven't seen any of my prior videos, this is an entire series that I'm going to have linked in the playlist down below talking about how to keep your first aquarium. So if you're a newbie, go ahead and check out the first video and watch them in order and then catch up to this video. So to recap all of those videos into one, basically you're going to want to start off with building your aquarium. Then you're going to want to go ahead and start your cycle. Then you're going to want to go ahead and start doing water changes. Then you're going to want to add your fish, which is what we're going to be doing today. And then we're going to have our aquarium ready. All right, sweet. So let's go ahead and get some fish and get them ready for this tank right here. But first, let's talk about where and how to buy aquarium fish. So if you've never been to a fish store or an aquarium store or a pet store, then you probably don't know what these aquarium sections look like. They have an assortment of aquariums filled with all sorts of different types of fish, and it can be very overwhelming for somebody who just gets into the hobby. So this is what I want you to do in order to not get overwhelmed. First, I want you to research the things about your aquarium. When you've tested your aquarium water, you know what water you have, you know how large of an aquarium you have, so now you can Google those things into a search bar and see what results can find. For instance, if you have a 30-gallon aquarium, a fish like a neon tetra or a tiger barb would be a perfect fit. But if you're running with a 10-gallon, larger cichlids just would not work. And if you have a very high pH, lower pH fish wouldn't work. That's where the research comes in. And if you get anything out of this entire series, I hope that you get that the research that you do will equate to your success of keeping an aquarium. It's a very crucial thing to do your research, and without it, you're gonna set yourself up for failure. So to sum that up, research. Get your tank parameters and your aquarium size and all the details that you have and do research on it. And I hope to make more videos about each individual fish species and plant species. That way you can just look them up on my channel and I can give you a full reading. Okay, so you've gone out and you made yourself a nice list of fish species that you can keep in your aquarium and what you want to keep. Now, we have to keep in mind that some fish species can't be kept together, and while some others can. And for instance, this would be like a giant cichlid kept with tetras. That's just not gonna work since the tetras would be eaten by the giant cichlid. Or maybe you just have a really aggressive fish like a beta. You can't pair that up with another beta. So, you've wiped out all the research, you've got it, you've over-researched it, and it's perfect, you've got your list. You're gonna wanna have some backup fish species just in case your fish store doesn't have any. So, now you're making your way to your fish store and you walk in and you notice all your fish species that you accounted for are there, or some are missing. So, here's what you wanna do. You wanna purchase the ones that you favor the most at first. So if I've got a list, and I've got a list of 5 species, and I have guppies at the top of my list, and endlers at the bottom of my list, I'm gonna go ahead and purchase the guppies first. Now, when we first get our first aquarium, we want to add the fish slowly over time. We don't wanna add all of our fish at once, otherwise we'll disrupt the cycle and it'll break up the cycle, and all of that fish waste will just mess everything up and it'll end up leading to the death of our fish. So that's why we wanna buy these fish at different time periods. So let's say you start off the week and you go to your fish store on a Saturday and you pick up 5 guppies. Okay, so wait and get the next set of fish about 5 or 10 days later. And the cycle repeats until you have a nice stocked tank. And some days the fish store might have all the fish you want and it's tempting, just don't do it. Or other days, you might notice that the fish store only has 1 species that you want, so pick it up then. And to throw in a little bit of an extra bonus tip, the size of your aquarium can dictate how much your aquarium fish you can get at a time. For a 10-gallon, if you get 5 guppies, that's a big waste load for your 10-gallon, whereas if you get 5 guppies for a 75-gallon, it's hardly gonna do anything. So just do a little bit of math there. You can look it up, or you can ask me in the comment section down below. I'll be happy to answer those questions, and yeah. Alrighty, so now let's go ahead and pretend like we went to the fish store and we got ourselves our fish. Now I'm gonna tell you how to put your fish into your aquarium the proper way. So we have our aquarium here, and now we're gonna add our fish bag that's filled with the fish and the water into our aquarium just like this. And we're gonna let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. And in this bag, while it sits, it's gonna be able to gain the exact same temperature as what's in the bag as in the water, making sure our fish doesn't die of shock from the change in temperatures. So now let's come back in about 5 to 10 minutes. So now it's been 5 minutes, so we're gonna take our bag and we're gonna come over here. And that would be this sink. And you see, I'm going to open up the bag. And now I'm going to take the net and strain it out to where the fish is out. And we're gonna put this up, and now we're gonna enter our fish into our fish tank. Now we're gonna release our fish into the tank. Now you may be asking, why did you dump out the aquarium water in the sink and not in the aquarium? Well, the reason why is because a lot of times some fish stores or areas can have a lot of diseases or sicknesses, and that's just one way of protecting against having an aquarium be infiltrated by those sicknesses and viruses. And that will wrap it up for today's video. If you found this helpful, leave a like and comment down below if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. Oh, and check out this video, as this video will continue on our playlist. Can't wait to see you there.